Hi everyone, welcome to the Mintay Papers YouTube channel. My name is Janus and I'm here to show you my process on how I created this large tag using the Mintay Marry Me collection. So I used paper number 1 from the 12 by 12 papers and cut it at about 3.5 inches in width and 8.5 inches in height. I cut up another portion of the same paper at 3.25 inches in width and 8.25 inches in height. So it's just slightly smaller than the first portion. I cut up the upper corners of these pieces diagonally to finish up the tag. And I originally wanted to use the layout side as my front piece, but I really love the black and white background pattern on the other side of the paper, so I decided to use that instead. So I'm taking the smaller tag piece and just use some icing paste and a stencil to give a little more texture to my background. Now once that's dry, I then took a few pieces of lace. These are leftovers from my previous projects, and just lay them lengthwise on the right side of my tag. After gluing that in place, I trim off the edges to make sure that there are no excess hanging over the edge. Now I'm simply layering on a portion from paper number 2 and used one frame from paper number 6. I also used some fuzzy cut pieces that are from the back of the title cover of the collection. So I'm just playing around with the placement of my elements. I'm adding in bits of flowers and die cuts to add more embellishments. And once I've made up my mind about where everything needs to go, I'm going to glue them in place. So I'm using some extra foam sheets to add dimensions to my layout. This project is actually very useful if you have craft items around that are leftovers from your previous projects. And since we know we don't often throw away any bits of pieces we cut up, it's a great way to make use of them. Okay, the frame I cut up can also function as a placeholder for a photo, and I haven't decided yet if I wanted to put in one or not. So I'm using some foam sheets and placing them on 3 sides of the frame, and the upper portion is left open. That way I can insert a photo in anytime I decide I want to place one. I also chose a portion of another paper as the backdrop within the frame. So that way, even if there is no photo inserted in this area, it still has a finished look to it. Once everything is in place, I glue in my fuzzy cuts, flowers, and die cuts. I used hot glue for this portion, that way the butterflies and the flowers are intact. And once that is done, I will now be placing everything into the larger tag piece I cut up earlier. Now to give it a little more sparkle to it, I added in some glitter texture at random areas. I'm simply smearing everything just using my fingers. Now lastly, to finish off the whole look, I splatter on some white and gold metallic paint, and I'm going to wait for that to dry. So just to finish off this tag, I'm simply using a piece of lace and a little crystal. I'm punching in a hole at the top and looping in my lace. Since the lace is quite thick for the hole I punched in, I'm getting a little help from my pair of scissors to thread them through. And then I'm just going to tie them into a bowl. And trim off the tips. I glued in the crystal at the center of my bow. And my tag is done. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you make your own tag inspired by this project, please do tag us on our social media pages. We always get a kick out of your creations. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!